And there are some exams for instructor and Pardot is the email marketing tool. So the cloud certifications like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud are here. In developer and advanced developer certifications you can take from here. In administrator and advanced administrator certifications will be here. Okay, you can just register by clicking on this. So actually I have done all this certification. That's the reason it's not showing me the registration button here. So even though means the registration button will appear only for the people who haven't done certifications. And for the cloud certifications also there are two, Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. There will be registration button here. For architect I haven't done it, so that's the reason I have an option to register. So what generally there is a price which shows here. This is free. Because the architect have around 4 levels of exam. Self-evaluation is the first exam that's free. The second exam you have to pay around $4,000 for the architect. That's the reason it's showing free here for the first level exam. And again these are some other exams. You don't need to go with that. Generally go and try the very basic developer 401, which is in English language online. So again there are two type of exams. You can go with online proctored. The other thing is you can go to the center where you can take certification from Promet. Yeah. So it generally shows the locations where it's available. So you can go to the center also. Preparing. Mm. So when you're taking exams from home, you have to put down the web camera. When you're taking exams, you have to take web camera on 45 degrees angle when you're taking it from your home. And if you are speaking, if you are rotating your head, they are going to stop your exam. So it's really tough to take exam from home. Means for the first time, at least, it will be really easy uh, when you're taking for the second time, because you know what to do and you can't rotate your head, you can't talk to others, you can't. You have to simply, if you're making any sound or if your phone is ringing, the exam will be stopped automatically and they might cancel the exam also. Anyway, in today's class we are going to discuss about batch classes, okay, and schedule effects. Yeah. Now we'll be going to the development. We'll be using developer console for this. Okay. Instead of this, I can open this in a new tab. If you have any questions, you can block me. And the topics for next meeting. So you guys can go ahead because I might not join at the time, but I can use some topics, some better topics where you guys can learn better. Yes. We'll talk about the topics at the end of this class. First of all, I'm going to search the existing class that is written for batch classes. Okay, this is the yeah yeah this is the batch class what we are trying to work on today. Okay, as I said, with the batch class, why we use batch class first? Okay, we use batch class to do bulk operation on some object. If you want to change the zip codes of all the contacts, yeah, that can be done with chip, that can be done with batch class. So you can't do this type of requirements on VF with a VF page, right? You can't load all your contacts, and you can't update all the zip ports manually. That will take a lot of time. Okay, but if you want to change for all the contacts, so you can write some script like this, a batch class. This is like a script. There are three methods here. Inside the main method, the global method, this is the batch class name. Execute, sorry, start. Yeah. So you can forget this. Okay, this is for scheduling thing. Okay, don't worry about this. The start method is here. Execute and finish method is here. Okay, in the start method, simply I'm trying to query the account IDs. Okay, so I'm just returning this thing. I will explain it. Okay, so why we are going to use start method? Start method is going to fetch the record, the data set what you want to perform operation. For suppose if you want to perform operation on all the account records, simply you can say select id name from id name and details what you want to update. For suppose billing address from account, billing city, billing zip code from account. Okay, um, where you can put some condition where it's not where the updated means where the last modified date is less than something like, because if you want to get the records which are not updated recently, then I can put select id name, some all the records what you all the fields what you want from account where last modified date less than or equal to current date minus 7. Means if the record is not modified in the last 7 days, that records will be fetched. Okay, means if my batch job have executed yesterday, means that's updated some records already. Okay, but if I want to do only update the records which are not modified recently, means which are modified a week back, I can use this query, simple query with last modified date less than or equal to the current date today minus 1. So you have methods to get the today's date also. System.today will bring you the today's date. Okay, so I'm going to use this. What's yeah, and I'm going to return this list from what all you are returning from the start method will be fetched here in execute method in this list. If I am passing account list, I have to use account list here. Okay, so I'm going to what I'm doing is I'm deleting the list. Delete LST true means this batch class is not means the right requirement. I am simply deleting the list all the accounts from the system. That's what I'm doing. I'm selecting all the accounts and deleting here. So instead of that, um, I can do one thing. Yeah, let's try with this because again, um, I can even use some different logic. Like I can even update all the account names with some value appended to that. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Select ID because I commented all this code. No worries. What all the things what you are trying to update, simply get the data here. Because for the deletion, you don't need anything. You need just ID. That's the reason I'm using only ID here. Okay. But if I want to update the name, yes, I can use this name account number. Yeah, I'm going to return this thing. Um, okay, and after that, in the execute method, I will be getting the list what is mentioned here. I can even put limits here. I can put very extended limits because the limits for batch class are extended because these batch class are meant only for updating the data. That is the reason have some extended limits than the actual governor limits on SQL queries. So the limits might be extended till 2 lakhs instead of 5,000 record. Okay. Um, I don't remember the exact number. Now instead of this, I can use account A colon LST. Okay, now he will be having the account of each and every record inside this list. Okay, it will be parsed and a dot name equal to erm a dot name plus and I have validation tool ICC dot account number also, because I don't know what fields are required in my number equal to in no in that, like your number like this. Okay, simply I'm giving 7-digit number. I'm adding all the items to this list. Oh, no need. Okay. Because there's no need to add, because everything in this list only. I'm not even creating the new list also, because the list what you are getting here, I'm going to use that list only here, and I'm going to finally update database.update lst. So I have to use a here. That's the reason showing some error. Even this control S. First of all, I need to remove all the errors shown on this page. Let's check. Still there is some error. I'm trying to save this. Click on problems to check what is the error. Variable does not contains I. Yeah, there is no I here. I got it because the I is coming from the previous list. Clicking on save now. Still I got some error. Illegal assignment of integer to string. Which is integer? Let's click on save. Yeah, now it's good. So for scheduling this batch class, what I have to do is I have to go back to my Apex classes. There is an option at the starting of the means next to the schedule Apex and run test classes. There is schedule Apex also. I'm clicking on the schedule Apex. When I'm clicking on this, I can select the batch class, whichever is implementing the schedulable interface. That classes will be appear here. Batch class name is account update. Account name update is the batch, because I am updating name. I am appending the ERM thing, right? Here I am attaching the class which I am going to see. This is what I am going to do. I am clicking on when this should run weekly, every Sunday, and start date is I can put for 10 years also. I can stop it at any point of time. No need, because if your business wants to go, yeah, it's exactly started on May 5th of Jan, and it's ending on 2020 Feb 5th. Okay, preferred time when this should run. I want to run it only on the again on the midnight 1 a.m. I'm clicking on save. Now what happens, this batch class will execute every Sunday at midnight 1 a.m. for the next 5 years. Okay, if you want to see what all the running scheduled classes, okay, if I am clicking on scheduled jobs in the jobs, yeah, you can see one. So account name update. See, this is what I have scheduled it. This is scheduled on submitted on 8:30 a.m. today. It's in PST time. Okay, and if you see the next scheduled run, the time what you are seeing is the next Sunday 1 a.m. right? See, 11:1 is the next Sunday's 1 a.m. According to the PST time 1 a.m. This will be executed. Okay, so you generally need to run this type of batch jobs on the odd timings, like whenever your users are not using the system. Okay, now if you click on manage, you have an option to change the number of days. Okay, you can manage the days which you want to change, or you can even change the date and preferred time also. Okay, and you have option to delete again. All this means you have to schedule things from the Apex classes link. All the scheduled jobs, you can see it here. You can manage it and you can delete it, but you cannot create new scheduled jobs from here, right? This is the place where you can see the existing jobs. Okay, and coming back to the class, I will show you what happens here is, so first of all, my start method. So first of all, what happens here is, so I'm able to schedule this because I'm extending the schedulable system interface. That's the reason I'm able to schedule this Apex class. Okay, and generally what happens, right? I can do one more thing. I can create the batch class, global class, batch class implements database.batchable. Okay, and later on I can create only these three methods: start, execute, and finish method. But again, I have to create one more schedulable class, that is global class, uh, some class name implement schedulable, and I have to call this method. The batch class I have to call from here. That's what I'm doing here also, but in the same thing I'm doing it here. See, global void execute schedulable context, this is fine, but inside this what I'm doing is I'm calling the same class, batch class object, new batch class, database.execute batch object 100. So in each batch you are going to run 100 records. That's what this number indicates. Okay, I'm going to execute this batch class. So now later on, coming down to only batch class, this is the schedulable code, schedule Apex code. This is for scheduling the Apex class. You are going to call the batch classes from the schedule Apex. Okay, and you are going to run the database.execute batch, the batch name obj, comma 100, the batch size, and these are the actual methods of the batch class. Global database.query locator start database.batchable context bc. So what's happening here, actual thing is, I can uncomment this. If I uncomment this, what happens, right? I'm creating a new list of accounts, and later on I'm creating 15,000 accounts. With the for loop, I'm creating 15,000 accounts. So each and every if I equal to 0, this increments. So account A will be created, account ACC will be created, and I'm parallelly appending the account name. Okay, plus I, means if the account name is ERM0 is the account name, ACC phone is this, account phone is this, and finally I'm adding to the list LST, which is the account list of accounts, and finally I'm trying to query the list of accounts. Okay, and so this return variable will returning the list of accounts which I have created, and I'm deleting at the end in the execute method. That's what, this is a simple thing. There is no any functionality or requirement here. Simply we created some list of accounts, deleting the same list of accounts in the execute block, and in the finish block it's completely blank. There's no need to do some patchworks. Okay, I'm deleting the list of accounts here. But in this scenario, what I'm doing is I'm querying all the account names, all the accounts, and I'm doing some operation here, and I'm updating it. The earlier code is for creating the accounts, deleting this in the execute method, but here I'm creating this, I'm querying it, and in the execute block what I'm doing is I'm updating it. I'm again appending ERM at the end of account name. Account name is already having ERM0, ERM1, ERM2, ERM3 are the account names in the system after creation, after running of the start method. Later on, I'm appending ERM. Now the account name will be ERM0 plus ERM0 ERM, ERM1 ERM, ERM2 ERM, like this will be there. The account names will be like this because I'm appending ERM to the existing name. If I remove this, it's completely all the account names will be in the name of ERM only, and I'm giving these values because I'm giving these values. When I'm updating these things, it's going to update the items in the LST only. There's no need to add because this LST is already created. I'm going to change the values inside this LST only, and finally I'm calling the database.update method LST equal comma true, which makes this complete list updated. I can put down some filter here around 1 lakh records like this. So now all the records will go into this start method, will be executed and updated automatically. So I have one more example. If I got this, I can show that to you. And some of the limits, the batch class is in the normal context 100 SQL per cycle, but coming down to the batch class, there are 200 SQL per cycle is the limit, and the records retrieved by SQL queries limit is 50,000 in the actual thing, but in batch classes the limit is extended by 1000 times. You can query 5 million records, but the actual thing is 50,000 records in the actual context. So this means I can query 50 million records in the account in the current scenario. Obviously, I don't have that record. That's the reason I haven't put the limit tag here. I can put on the limit like 50 million records. That's very too big. And execute code statements is 2 lakh lines in the actual context when you are running any Apex. But in this scenario, it's 1 million lines. It's exactly 5 times. But this limit might change after winter 14 means I'm not sure. Currently the running version is summer 15. Okay. So what is winter 14, summer 14, and all this stuff? These are all the versions. Each year they release 3 versions, right? So the current version is summer 15. You can see so they generally use a different logo. Yeah. What is the new version of that is 32nd version? Means it has different name also. It's winter 15. Okay. The 32nd version means winter 15. Okay. I think I just took the release exam for this. So what are release exams? I can show that to you. If I go to my home, even though if you are certified, you have to take certification exams again every 3 months. Sorry, every 4 months. Every quarter you have to take it. Summer release exam like this. See, certified means I am certified administrator from here, but I have to take certifications, all these certifications. Summer 13, winter again for admin I have to, developer I have to take summer 13, again administrator winter 14, developer winter 14, spring 14, spring 14, like this you have to take. One good thing is they don't have release exams for consultant certifications because the core features what they are changing is an administrator and developer. If we are learning the topics, you obviously learn the topics of service and sales cloud also. That's what they intend. The administrator exam is little tougher exam than developer exam. So if you guys want to take certification, you can go ahead with that. And yeah, just today I took in 5th of Jan I took 4 exams. Last summer 14th and winter 14th developer, and winter 15 and winter 15 both developer and admin I took today. Give me a second. So generally, one second. So and one more thing is, if you are not mentioning any value in this, the default value is 200. Okay, that's the batch size. So as I kept 100, now the value is 100. I can even put 10, 20, 50, 100, anything. So this belongs to the scheduled apex. Okay, don't get confused. Batch class contains only these three methods: start, execute, and finish. Okay, are you guys clear on this? Do you have any questions on this? So in the start method, you're going to query things what you require to the data set what you want to do operation. Okay, if you want to update all the contact phone numbers, now you have to query all the contact accounts. And in the execute block, you're going to import the data what is queried in the start method with this database.batchable context bc. So the current context is this, right? So that will be automatically. So generally in all these methods you are going to use this database.batchable context bc. It means the current context bc will be maintained with all these methods. What all things what you are querying in the start method will be used here, and the list will be what the list what you have queried here you are linking with this list. Okay, the scope. So this is called scope. The currently the scope is account records what you have queried. Okay, and you're going to operate out on the scope, do some modifications or do some changes. If you want to change the phone numbers of contacts, just use contact object. Again, the scope is completely modified in terms of contact scenario. You have to query contact records, you have to use list contact lst cons, and you have to parse with the for loop of contact object for contact c colon lst cons. I can even do modify all the things, and I can finally call the update method. Okay, and if you want to do any operations, or if you want to send out some messages to all these people, I can do in the finished logic also. Okay, yeah. So most of the times I might means I'm not using the finish method, but if I have some things to do after doing some execution, I can even use this finish method. Things to remember is all the methods in the batch class we have to use, the global keywords we have to use, global classes, global methods, and three methods all will be using the same batchable context. Okay, BC. Okay, and the scope what you are getting in the start method, the same scope we'll be using in the execute method also. That's it, guys. Um, and and you know how to schedule the things. You can schedule the batch classes, means the schedule classes, means in this scenario both the things I kept in the same class. No worries. And go to develop, go to apex classes. On the top there is an option to schedule the classes. Why I am seeing only two or three classes? There are only classes from Syntony package and two classes from my organization. The other classes are not batch classes because you need to implement the schedulable interface to show the things on the batch class. So you need to implement the schedulable apex to schedule the class. That is the reason I can see only the classes which are implementing schedulable system interface, that is here. See, these things are coming from Syntony package. These two are coming from my package. In the schedule class, I can even open it in new tab. This is class which is okay. Anyway, I'll go back to classes. I'll show this class. Click on S to go for schedule class. There is one more class which I've created for schedule thing. Schedule class. So what this method will do is it's calling the same batch class only. This is also using same. No, actually, if you want to split the batch class and schedule class, I can do this. I can only do the batch class with three methods in a with the name batch class, and I can create one more schedule class, implement schedulable, and I can call the batch class like this. Batch class obj equal to new batch class means the class which I'm creating, which I've created for batch class, I'm calling it here, and the batch I'm setting is so id batch id equal to, so this id, with this id I can use system.debug, and I can follow up with this id. This id, every job will be having an id that I can identify and check their logs also. Database.execute batch obj and the batch size. So why I'm using obj? This is what I have defined the batch class, right? I can use anything. Let's go back to and one more thing is if you means I have talked about SQL queries but very little bit in the topic, but I want to especially go only on SQL queries and SOSL queries in today's evening class. Okay, and SQL. So I have some documentation for that. I can even share the links to you. Okay, and even I can show some advanced queries, joins. Means you can query multiple object queries from along with accounts. You can query contacts, cases, opportunities. That query we have used in wrapper class that is displaying accounts, contacts, cases, and opportunities in the same page. And apart from that, um, we are using a query that's bringing out accounts and contacts in a trigger. Okay, so generally the basic query means if you are running query on single object, it's a basic query. If you are trying to query the related objects, so these are multi-object queries. And so I will talk about that in today's class. Do you guys have any questions? So I will talk about the different topics what you can pick it up in the next class. Okay, so in the next class, so some people can pick up the users. Some people can go with the roles, profiles. Okay, I'm not sure you can describe things in 10 minutes. Um, Managing users is the one complete one person can take this up. Okay, security controls one person can take up. Okay, and company profile. Satish, you can take this. Satish, um, security controls. Monica, you can use this security controls. Manage users. Vamshi, you can take this. And data management. So it's a method by Salesforce. Okay, you can query the records with this method. Okay, we are going to use this method in the batch class and even in so generally what happens, you can directly query the records and put it to the list also, but this is also written some list. You have a chat message from Navi. Yeah, it's a method given by Salesforce to query the records. Okay, again we use this method especially in the batch class in the return statement to return the things. Okay, first you build the query and you pass this query to the database.query locator. This what this will do is so with this in this method you don't pass the list, you simply pass the query. This will generate at the runtime and it will return the values to the variable. Okay, if here I'm returning this completely in the batch class, that's what it into the scope. The scope will be is a list of records. This
Venkat, I
list
can't
the scope is
see
getting
you.
values from this database.get query locator. Inside that you pass simply query. Okay, you can use select id name or account name, account number, billing address from account. So now that will query the records of account and it will pass to the scope. Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually I'm explaining in words. Okay, I didn't show anything on screen. Yeah, I'm just pinging down the words. Okay. Um, Monica, take this security. security controls. Okay, or else I can put down these things on notepad. So Vamshi is going to work on manage users. So show the live demo how to create users. Okay, so after this you have again some things about coding as well. Okay, and Lokma will be working on in explaining company profile and licenses. And editions. Okay, because company profile is a small topic. And Sandhya on data management. Data management with data loader. And Srikanth on workflow rules. Srinath on approval process. Approvals. Approvals is remaining. Okay. I will give some schema builder to Rahul. We'll go with schema builder. And one more Hemalata. Okay. App Exchange applications. I think this is I'll give this profiles and permission sets. Okay. And the one other who's the other. Satish. Okay, Venkat will be working on profiles and permission sets. Three nodes. Satish is pending. Okay. Translation workbench. Okay, you're going to work on translation workbench. Okay, so now we have 10 different things for 10 people. Okay, this is all most of the administration concepts means covered here, and some of the development things as well. The approval and workflow rules will generally come into the configuration, the basic development thing. Okay, and schema builder whole thing, but the remaining things options are generally from the administration part. Okay, now you guys can, I am going to send out some email on the same to you all. You can prepare well. So first of all, why we are going to use these settings and what's the requirement. You can pick some scenario and you can explain it first, and later on you can try some demo on that in the next meeting. Okay, that's it guys. So in today's class we'll be discussing shortly about the SQL queries, and if possible the another topic, that is change sets, why we use them. Okay, yeah, I'm closing the class for now. I have another meeting at 12 o'clock. I'm late by 2 minutes. I'm going to send out this email to you all, and even I can copy it down. So here you can just take a note of it. I'll keep an email on this end. Thanks, guys. I'm closing the class for now. So, so if you're telling about the complete features about this each and every module, the other guys will be also watching the same demo, and you guys can learn more about things in detail about each and every module in the next demo. Okay.